The Legend of the Vengeful Ghost. In June of 1938, a man named Carl Pruitt discovered his wife in their own bed with another man. Feeling angry and betrayed, he grabbed a chain and strangled her to death, whilst her lover escaped through a nearby window. Once he had saw what he had done, Pruitt took his own life. The family of his now murdered wife unsurprisingly refused to forgive what he had done, and made sure that he was buried in a different cemetery in a different town. It didn't take long for visitors to the cemetery to notice that something peculiar was going on with Carl Pruitt's tombstone. Discoloration started to form that looked like circles that started to link together, making it appear as if there were a chain on his tombstone. This is when the legend was born, and when the real victims began piling up. For obvious reasons, the tombstone started to get the attention of the local townspeople, including a group of young boys who rode their bikes over to the cemetery roughly a month after the chain's discoloration appeared. One boy, named James Collins, trying to impress his friends, threw some rocks at the tombstone, which caused it to chip. Strangely, as he rode home, he had a freak accident. Losing control of his bike, he crashed into a tree. Somehow, his bike chain came off and wrapped around his neck, strangling him to death. The boy's poor mother was devastated after the loss of her son, and decided to take her anger out on Pruitt's tombstone with an axe. The next day, she was hanging laundry when her clothesline somehow ended up wrapped around her neck and strangled her to death as well. When her death was investigated, the axe was found with rock dust on it, and it was dented. But to make things even stranger, Pruitt's tombstone remained intact. A while later, two police officers were convinced that the curse was nonsense, went to the cemetery and took pictures of themselves with Pruitt's grave. But as night fell, they went to leave, and a bright light started following them. They tried to speed to get away, and ended up driving off the road into a fence. The officer in the passenger seat was thrown from the car and survived. Unfortunately, his partner did not get so lucky. The officer that was driving had been nearly decapitated by the chain that was strung between two fence posts. By the 1940s, most people avoided the old cemetery, believing death would come to anyone who dared disturb Pruitt's grave. But one local man named Arthur Lewis decided to prove that the stories were just superstition. He went to the cemetery carrying a hammer with the sole intention of destroying Pruitt's headstone once and for all. The townspeople could hear the hammer hitting against the tombstone, but the sound was soon replaced by blood-curdling screams. The townspeople rushed to investigate and found Arthur dead at the gates. Apparently, he was frightened by something and ran. As he got to the gates, the chain used to lock up the cemetery somehow ended up wrapped around his neck and strangled him to death. Soon after this final death, burials stopped taking place, and people started having loved ones' graves moved, until soon Carl Pruitt had the cemetery all to himself. In 1958, a strip mining operation was undertaken, and Pruitt's tombstone was finally destroyed. The next time you go into a graveyard, be careful, be respectful, and try not to damage anyone's grave. You never know what could happen, who is watching, or what someone is willing to do, even after death. Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers and to everyone for watching. And I want to let you guys know that I recently joined Twitter, and I post updates about new videos all the time, so a link will be in the description. And also a link for the local legends subreddit where you can post legends and read about other legends people have posted. I want to let you guys know that I'm working on some t-shirt designs. They won't be available for everyone, but I was hoping to get some feedback, so let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to leave a comment, I read them all, and please like and subscribe.